Hey Brian, can I start today's episode?
It's not going to go well, but okay,
It
whatever
never
you,
does.
what,
Okay. Well, let me ask you. Have you
yeah,
have you come up with like an introduction name for me yet? After all
no,
this time,
no.
are you just only reminded when I was thinking? Somebody gave me a good suggestion,
Mhm.
and this was my favorite compliment I've ever received, and it was
I
the
already don't like
king,
it.
the king of high octane commentary, and I was like, yes. How about the king of high octane double rainbow commentary?
I hate everything about
Can
this.
you
This is
intro-
this is
can
the
you can
absolute
you
no, absolutely fucking not. We are not
I
doing this.
told you you
Nope.
should have started the show, but you
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
listen.
I was gonna start the show with talking about how I've gotten nonstop phone calls telling me about how my social security number has been compromised and how my bank accounts have been frozen. Have you been getting like nonstop spam on your cell phone? Because
Oh, dude, everybody has for the last like year.
No, but I mean, like in the last week, it's gotten out of control, dude. Right, just as we were setting up the show, like 3 minutes ago, I got a call from Vietnam, and I was like, "This is this is obviously not anybody I know." And then
Do
I
you
checked
think?
it. I checked the voicemail. It was from AT&T telling me I get 50% off. I was like, "This
Wow.
fucked up, dude. Fucked up." Can we start the show?
We should probably start the show.
All right. This is PSVR Gamescast Live, where we film live every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube. And if you don't like looking at our faces, because I could totally understand that, check us out on Spotify or Apple Podcast, or that was a delayed reaction. I love it. My name is Brian Paul from this channel right here, and with me, as always, I'm not going to do it. Okay, I'm going to do it. The Sir AJ from PSVR Underground. Underground.
You're really gonna have to work. Cats, can you give him some help? What up, Otter X? What up, Magic the Game Cat Decepticon? Oh yeah! Go Green Game on. Man, Cats, can you help him out here? Dude needs some help. He has lost all of his creative juices. And can you send my boy some juice? Give him some juice.
Listen, man, if you want to see my
Welcome,
creative
guys.
juices, come on over, man. I will show you firsthand all of my creative juices.
Abort! Abort! Run for your life.
Tornado's out of here. It's like, I'm done, man. Oh, dude, so much stuff to talk about today. Make sure, first and foremost, guys, that if you haven't already joined our Discord, the link's in the description down below. That's where these conversations happen 24/7. Maybe not these. No, actually, these types of conversations, totally. And of course, that's it, man. That's it. Get your name on that Patreon list, patreon.com/withoutprogames. We update it first of every month. The first. So if you don't see your name, it's because the first hasn't happened yet. AJ, hey, what's going on, man? I feel like I haven't checked in with you in a bit. You been playing anything good?
Oh man, I've been living it up.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been busy as hell with work lately for the last 2 weeks, but one more day and I'm free. But I've still been playing games, of course. On the side of playing VR constantly. I've actually been in a bit of a retro kick. I just got Ninja Assault in the mail yesterday, and a couple other PS1 games. I ordered some demo discs, some official PlayStation Magazine one demo discs, and then I got whatchamacallit? Heart of Darkness. I always talk about how I love Heart of Darkness
Yeah,
from
good
Eric
stuff.
Chahi, and absolutely love that game. And I found it for like a steal price. And yeah, so everything's been good. Of course, been playing tons of VR as well for the most part. And yeah, man, how about you? Everything good with you?
Yeah, everything's good, man. I've been playing a whole lot of Neko Atsume for the last few days. I really want to review that game, and I really want to show people how the game begins, like a kind of a desolate area with like nothing really to do, and only like one or two cats showing up at a time. And then I want to show the transition. Like, hey, look, I've got a laser pointer to play with the cats. I've got a kitty condo where like literally 5 cats can hang out in the same place at once. Never mind the other 6 cats that are hanging out in the yard. I mean, like that is such a it's I don't think it's a great game by any stretch of the imagination, but it's just so adorable that I kind of love it. And I've been spending a lot of time with it, not only like just sitting there in VR and playing with the cats to try to get some of the gifts that they give you, the mementos, but also when I'm watching a movie on Amazon, I will have it running in the background, and every 10 minutes I'll just switch over to it. I'll check in on the cats. I'll collect all my gifts, and then I'll pick up all the toys. I'll reset them back down. And so like I'm actively playing it, whether it be in VR to play with the cats or on the flat screen to make some progress. It's like constant.
I agree with Endeavor One. Says Neko is a rabbit hole Brian will never get out of. I totally agree.
I'm close,
Endeavor
man.
One.
Like,
I'm honest. I'll be honest. I want to jump back into that game and have, but it's to me, it's like not necessarily the game element. I think it's a terrible game, but it's got these addicting. It's like all the unlocks, all the progression, and the cool concept, everything but an actual game.
Yeah.
And yeah. So I don't enjoy playing it, but I do find myself, especially when you mention it 5 times a day, I'm like, man, I really need to jump back in there, buy some new stuff, lay some new toys out, come back another day.
Yeah. That is that's my biggest complaint, is that they should give you a bunch of other things to do. Like, let me feng shui the room, man. Like, let me do anything. Let me rearrange the furniture that has nothing to do with the cats. Let me just walk around. Like, there's got to be other things to do, because playing with the cats is like isn't enough. And so like you don't want to spend more than 5 minutes in there at a time, which is kind of okay too. So I guess they gave you too much to do. Then it would start feeling like a game instead of like the casual check in and hang out with some adorable cats as it is. Real quick, all yours history. The game shrimp with the 2.5 quid. I think that's how you say that. It says Game Cats Assemble. Thank you so much for the donation. Also,
you're supposed to say Game Cats Assemble.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
Okay. All yours history. The game shrimp also said, Brian, quote, the cats have cross-shaped buttholes. Insta-buy. Yeah.
They do. I found myself looking at a lot of cat buttholes in my experience playing Neko Atsume.
It's adorable. Like I don't
always, just like real cats, they always find a way to just always have it in your face.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But that shows affection. That shows that they love you. And what? No, is that not how you're supposed to do it? I've been doing it wrong this whole time. Oh, no wonder why I'm single. AJ, we got a whole lot of news to talk about, but first we got a viewer takeover question from Billy Paw, the Game Cat from PSVR this week. Writes hashtag viewer takeover. What's the most interesting thing anyone has ever sent you since starting without parole? I didn't really know where to take this. So
when I started without parole back in 2016, 2015. I don't know. We got a lot of stuff, man. The cats are so generous. They have given us some awesome, unique gifts. Why don't you go first, Brian, with your show and tell?
Oh, sure. Okay. I was gonna have you go first, but I will do that. So this is perfect, right? Because last week our friend Richard sent some masks our way, and because obviously Halloween is on the way, and this is the first one. I literally just picked it up from the post office today.
That's kind of scary,
right? It says without parole right across the top of it.
Nice.
It says it forward, not backwards.
You gonna wear that on Halloween?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, how does it look?
It looks great.
Yeah.
It looks dirty. It looks right at home with you.
Smells dirty. Guy, that's perfect. But he also sent, knowing my love of Batman, I'm assuming he knew this. Also sent this mask as well.
Who doesn't love Batman? Deathstroke. Yes. That looks great. Did he make those masks?
Yes, he did.
That's dope.
So Richard, thank you very much. If you're out there, you're watching, love you so much, dude. Sorry it took me so long to get to the post office, but we finally picked these up and they look fucking awesome.
I think we'll get another Batman VR game on PSVR too.
God, I hope so. And we'll
get a real one this time.
The one other thing I'm going to show off is the Nyan Cat that Todd the Futher Muckin Came Gat sent me. Here it is. Now it's a running joke on Discord, so if you don't get why he would send this to me,
Nyan Brian.
I'm not totally in on the joke myself, but but I love it anyway. I mean, maybe because it's a big fat rainbow and a Pop-Tart cat. I mean, all these things are
cute.
They say Brian Paul all over the place. So. And it's Nyan instead of Brian. Thank you very much, Todd. So I thought that was some weird stuff, man. Some very random shit. And I want, thank you to all the cats out there who have ever sent me anything. And my apologies if you didn't get any credit for doing so. If I didn't show it off on a show.
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff that is just amazing. I mean, like I said, they sent me so many cool things I've talked about before. I love these kind of goofy fan art things. I'm just gonna call them fan art because I don't know what else to call it. I guess just artwork from the cats that they've given me, and there's been a variety of different things, and I think I gave you a couple right before the show.
I'll bring up the first one for you here.
Are these all in order? Is that the aim controller?
Yep, they're in order.
I think that was in Zodi, and that's when I was rocking the double aim controllers.
What do you mean when? I thought you were always rocking the double aim controllers. I thought that was your.
Well, I am, but I gave my other one to a cat in need, so it went to a good cause. And, I still got my one aim controller, and I love that picture. I'm so thankful for it. The next one is a little bit more strange, but I love it just as equal. And it's, I don't know what it is, but to me, it's very Japanime inspired. It looks weird and great.
It's
and I love that picture. Yes, I love all of your fan art that you send me. We'll just skip to the last one, Brian.
Oh, how many were there? Is this number 4 then?
There's yes 4. There's one. This is from Endeavor One in the chat after playing Catch and Release, and they sent me this wonderful. He's a very good meme lord, and yeah. I love this picture of it's like that's exactly what it feels like playing Catch and Release in VR.
That is very talented shit, Endeavor One. Is that the lower part of your face, or did he just grab some?
No, that's my face. That is my face.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he got it from somewhere. I guess I had a couple pictures floating around that he got one, and yeah.
That is too good,
awesome,
man.
I love the fan art. Thank you guys so much, man. You can always send it to me, and I will hold it and cherish it.
Holy crap, man. Holy crap. That was definitely a fun way to begin the show, man. The cats really, we tell you all the time that you're the best community out there, but we don't always show you proof. Like, in case you don't believe us that you're the best community. Fucking living proof, man. For sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, dude. Let's get into some news. What was the first thing that we have to talk about is a little PlayStation 5 news, right?
Yes, we always kick things off when there's any PlayStation 5 news, and I can't wait till that's just every day, Brian, let me tell you. But today there was a significant September system software update that launched today, and there's a lot of different things. This is from the Hideaki Nishino, the Senior Vice President of Platform Experience, and he says, tomorrow, this is yesterday, we're pleased to launch our second major PS5 system software update to all PS5 owners globally. The update includes a variety of enhancements to the PS5 console experience, as well as 3D audio support for built-in TV speakers. You play with headphones, right?
Yeah. I just use the little earbuds when I do the PSVR headset, yeah.
I always use headphones, but I've seen somebody who uses like a badass sound system, and it's actually pretty awesome as well. I don't know if you'll get the same 3D audio effect, but now I'm curious if this actually will have any effect on that. Although it talks about built-in TV speakers, so I don't know. I've always been just curious from a technical standpoint. How well can you make audio sound like three-dimensional? From the TV speakers,
Yeah. There was a great video which keeps running here down below. That on the PlayStation YouTube channel, they announced Midnight Black headset, and everyone was like, "Whoa, what?" And then we clicked on it, and it was the new all black Pulse headset, and we were like, "Oh, that's not what we think of when we think of headset. We think of HMD, So
Yeah.
a little disappointed to find out that the Midnight Black headset wasn't a new version of the PSVR 1. A new slimmer, sleeker, all black model. But what are you going to do?
Yeah. But yeah, so the big significant thing there's also some customization to the UI that they've done. You're able to like customize what is it called? it says like PS5 UX enhancements, and then there's like new social features. They've the game-based thing. They've restructured that. They've allowed to be able to hide certain notifications. But the big thing here that I'm really trying to get to is just the M.2 SSD storage expansion is now live. We know that they did a test run with the betas that went out. I participated, but I never actually participated. And I don't know. I really want to have that SSD expansion, but I don't need it yet. So I'm going to let it go down in price a little bit.
Yep.
And I'm not just made of money to where I can just buy anything and try it out. But
I may never
buy
it.
That.
I mean, that's...
Oh, you have to, man. You have to. 500 gigabytes is so bad.
I mean,
That's going to be like one... Sorry.
When PSVR 2 comes around and we start seeing all these hybrid games, and suddenly we have 3 or 4 60 gig, 50, 70 gig PSVR 2 games that we're playing at the same time, suddenly it'll become an issue for me, and then I'll look into it. But right now, PSVR games don't tend to be all that big. They tend to be smaller games, and I've got like 50 of them all on the internal hard drive. So I'm okay for now. But yeah, when things change for PSVR 2, my stance on it might change too.
Yeah, when one game fills up your hard drive, you're gonna want that, or SSD. You're gonna want another one. But there's been a couple recommended ones, and I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna give it a little bit more time, like I said. But a huge update, and now it's officially live globally, and it's no longer just a closed beta thing. So great for a lot of people that don't want to use an external hard drive, just want to go straight to the SSD. It's great. The loading times are really nice, so you get that advantage.
Have you updated your PlayStation 5 yet?
No.
Okay,
no.
I did. I did
Yeah.
this. I did today. Before I saw my folks today, but before I left, I did, and I updated it. And then there was, I forget if it was after the startup screen and after I hit the button on my controller, or if it was after I selected my profile for the controller. But either way, there was like this 5-second pause that was never there before, where it was just like this blank screen and it wasn't doing anything. I'm like, oh no, did the update fucking brick it? Because you hear horror stories all the time, so if you do, don't freak out if you have a 5 or 10 second wait before anything happens when you start your console. I don't know if that was just the first time initialization thing, or if it's just going to do that every time now. But I was a little scared.
I'm really happy about the SSD expansion, but I'm with Brax Bro here that says still concerned for no folders or theme. There's a lot of features that I'm still like why don't we have these? Why is it so hard to make folders on the PlayStation? I mean, or I really want to be able to pin games, like pin certain games to my dashboard. I want to be able to update a game without having to go to library and scroll all the way down, start the game, close the game, go back to the dashboard, and then right-click it, and then or press the options button and then update it.
Yeah,
there's still
That's my biggest problem
work.
with it.
Yeah, there's still so much work to be done on this. It sucks, but there's still so many things. And folders. I don't think we got folders until the very end of the PS4 life cycle.
It was late.
And then it's gone again.
Right.
And it's just like, damn, man. Like, so I get it,
Yeah,
shit's
for
hard
this,
sometimes. But
the voiceovers for that were explaining this new update, the woman's voice, she goes through all the different things that have been added, and then at the end of it she goes, but this is just the beginning, we promise we've got this, like lots and lots more on the way. But like, and all of us sitting back are like, you fucking better have more on the way. This is like nothing. Well, it's something, but it's not enough. A year in, AJ, we're still in the beta phase. A year in,
I think we're gonna be in the beta phase for a couple of years.
I think so. So.
But anyways, that's it. Still a big update. So moving on, Brian, there was a game that was recently announced, and it was I'm looking at the early access launch trailer. I don't know what you have, but it's called Cowbots and Aliens. Yeehaw! But don't get too excited.
Why not? Why not get excited? It's by Chicken Waffle, and we know that Chicken Waffle has brought nothing but great games to PlayStation VR. Right, AJ?
They make the greatest games that never release, such as esteemed titles such as Baby hands.
Yeah.
You know, all the baby fans out there.
All the
Baby
baby
hands
fans.
fans.
The baby fans. Raise your hand if you're a fan of the babies.
So yeah.
That sounds weird.
But yeah, man. I don't know. I'm so just like I don't even think this game's gonna release on PSVR, and I'm not even interested in it. And you know, I'm sorry to just kind of bash it.
I mean, it looks really rough, man. I mean, the trailers are meant to sell you on games, and you know, at least, in all fairness to Chicken Waffle, when they showed us a trailer for Baby Hands, you know, we giggled a little bit, and we were like, oh, it's like Rugrats VR, but a bunch of us were like, this could actually be fun, like crawling around with your hands for locomotion, and just doing goofy things could be a lot of fun. This to me just looks really boring. And
I love indie developers, but I am moving on to bigger, better things. When it comes to indie developers, I want stuff like Fract, Arashi. I Expect You to Die. There's still a certain. I'm kind of out of this early. Hey, just because it's a VR thing, you know, it's okay, it's cool thing. I'm way past that now. Nobody really wants it or cares about it. There's a couple people that'll be excited, but no, we are ready for bigger and better things.
Yeah, these guys have also you know, they've also got Shadow of Valhalla in the works.
Oh
which
no,
which we shit on pretty bad, but we're hopeful, but it doesn't currently look good. And as far as the PlayStation VR version is concerned, we've seen absolutely nothing since the first trailer. So these guys probably just super ambitious, but then they
amateur, man. That's the difference. I'm gonna start calling certain devs out. Like, there's a difference between being an indie dev and just being like making an amateur game. And I would have forgiven you years ago, but come on, PlayStation VR 2 is getting closer and closer, and like, yeah.
I'm going to call you out for making amateur trailers because I haven't played your games, and until I play them, I will not call them amateur. But these trailers, fucking amateur as hell, man. It's like you don't. These are designed to sell your game, and if you want us to get excited about your game, you got to make better trailers. And if this is really what your game looks like and plays like, then yeah, it's
like
not
a tech
not
demo
promising.
trailer.
Yeah.
But anyway, so moving on in something that is not a tech demo or a not an indie game, Media Molecule Dreams is returning next month with All Hallows Dreams.
Ooh, they must have heard about my game that I'm making.
Yes, I am very curious about this, and I can't wait. I hope it's actually good, because I will criticize you. No, yeah, man. All Hallows Dreams. You check it out last year?
I did. Yeah, I'm playing the footage from it right now. Last year's footage. This is for anyone who doesn't know. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this is when they asked a bunch of different creators to send in their submissions, different basically haunted rooms of a haunted house, and then Media Molecule sort of stitched them all together and made 3 gigantic haunted houses out of a bunch of smaller rooms that creators had made. That's what this is all about, right?
Yes, and there's 4 days left to submit for the upcoming one.
Nice. This was a lot of fun. I thought going through it and checking out all the rooms was a lot of fun. I thought there was a lot of downtime. It's sort of, you know, people complain about the quality of things that are in Dreams, but you can generally skip the bad stuff and be like, oh, you know, Without Parole recommended this, or AJ recommended this, or whatever, and just be like, okay, I'm just going to go in and search for the good stuff that I know about. You know, oh, I've got to play. What was the Rot game we just played? Rot. Left to Rot.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Honestly, as much as I enjoyed the All Hallows Dreams like experience kind of thing, it wasn't necessarily tailored for VR. So. And it wasn't much of like a game as much as it was like just kind of wandering through different rooms. A couple of them had some more gameplay elements, which were nice. But my recommendation is that there are a ton of both Halloween-themed and horror games that you have to play. And starting with, of course, what you just mentioned, Left to Rot, which was terrifying.
It's good. It's really, really good. Yeah, and when you play this... everything is so stitched together, and it's all just numbered as floors in an elevator, so you don't really know what to expect. And to make sure that you see everything and you see all the good stuff, you have to kind of go through the bad stuff too. So there's a lot of really simple things that you have to see to see the better things. But that's fine, man. You know how many crappy haunted houses I've gone to during the Halloween season over the years that I've paid money to go through and been like, what the fuck? At least this is fun and in VR, and you didn't pay for it. So to get us into the Halloween season, I think this is a fun way to do it. Did they say when the new haunted houses will go live, so we're going to be able to experience them?
I don't actually know. I think if I recall correctly, it was the middle of October.
All right.
Last year, but I don't actually know. I just know that there's 4 days left to submit for it. And yeah, they'll do a huge announcement when it goes live. And yeah, we're big fans of Halloween. 'Tis the season, and there's a lot of good stuff in Dreams that you have to play. And I hope we can make like a great recommendation list, cook one up for everybody to try out. But yeah, once you go through all Hallows Dreams, go play Dance Macabre, go play Left to Rot, go play Grocery Store 2, Hypercycle Arena 2 even.
Yes.
There's tons of stuff you're missing out on that you really need to check out.
See more spooky game cats, which is a fucking great name, by the way. Nice name change for the upcoming spooky month. $2 tip says, I ended up buying Dreams. Come on, spooky month. Now, spooky month is going to be great. Okay. First, yes. I'm going to tell you that right now. Spooky month is going to be awesome. We are going to, I'm sure either one or maybe both of us will be streaming the All Hallows Eve stuff in Dreams. I am working on my Dreams game. You guys know that I'm super busy all the time. Fingers crossed. I'll keep you posted as we get closer and closer to that. But it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a great month. I'm going to do everything I can to sort of celebrate October from beginning to end. Now, and if you want to start celebrating early, I published a top 10 Dreams games, horror Dreams games list last year. So you might want to go back and check that out and see if there's any you missed. Go through those before we hit up all the new ones. Yeah. Let's got Bell Bramio, the game cat, with the €10 says, "Oh, I'm late. I was trapped in a death loop. That game is too amazing to keep track of times. Also, they have amateur trailers that don't do the game justice. This is true. We have seen plenty of terrible trailers for amazing games.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's true.
Yeah. Deathloop sounds amazing. I actually watched a Kind of Funny GamesCast review on it while I was working.
Nice.
And they had lots of great things to say. Very, very few criticisms. And it sounds great. But without VR, I just really don't know if I have any interest.
And there's a lot of love for Spooky Month out there. Next month is going to be so cool, man. I'm so excited for this month.
Yes.
I wait for October all year long, and then it's over before I know it. So we're going to absolutely, dude. I don't want a single day to go by in October without celebrating somehow on Without Parole. So I mean, you guys know this is if there's a month that screams Without Parole, this is it. So make sure you guys are here all month long.
I've got Pupil Wandering that I picked up from the Hong Kong store, and so I'll be checking that out. I don't know how long is that game.
It's like 2 hours. It's super short.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. But I'll be checking that out. And there's, we're expecting a lot. There's a lot of games that we haven't heard from in a while, Brian, that I would love to see. The only one that's confirmed is Do Not Open. But we still have Zombieland, Headshot Fever, Wraith the Oblivion Afterlife that we're like still waiting to hear on. Even I know it's not necessarily a horror game, but Song in the Smoke might actually make an appearance in October as well. So October could be a kick-ass month overall.
I think it's gonna be. I think we're gonna be light on quantity but heavy on quality. We'll see what goes on. Ooh, cough button. I like that. I need to get my cough button ready for every time I cough. Joker JZ24 asks, what game is on the bottom left corner? That, my friend, is what we've been talking about. That is All Hallows Eve in Dreams. It is first-person VR. People created all these different rooms, and then Media Molecule stitched them all together, and this will be happening again this year. It's going to be I don't know if it's going to be exactly the same as last year, but last year was 3 massive haunted houses. And it was really fun to go through, even if it wasn't terribly scary. I hope that they kind of ditch the family-friendly aspect and they ask for a little bit more scares, a little bit more horror this time around. Because last year it very frequently felt like, oh, hey, here's a cardboard cutout of a skeleton. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, I haven't I haven't decided yet, but I think the Triangulator gave me a great suggestion for Dream Borders that if I get the chance, I'm gonna have to do, and
Nice.
I hope I get around to doing it because it was a great concept that he pitched to me, and I would love to make it happen.
Fantastic. Fantastic. All right, man, let's move on. We get some great news that is only great for a minute and then it quickly dwindles from Beat Games, right? Talking about Beat Saber. What did they announce today, man?
Beat Saber tweeted today. They say, "Dear PSVR players, we are still working on the multiplayer feature for PSVR to bring you the best multiplayer experience, so stay tuned. We're also exploring ways to allow crossplay for the PSVR."
So, okay, so the funny thing is that Miles Dyer, when he reported the news over on Discord, said this is the first time that Beat Games has even acknowledged or discussed the PSVR multiplayer in over a year.
Yeah.
Every time they've been out,
Over a year?
yeah, every time they ask about it, every time anyone asks about it, they just fucking go radio silent on Twitter. You know, if they ask two parts, it's like half of it's about multiplayer and half it's about DLC. They'll only answer the DLC part. So Beat Games has been extremely quiet talking about Beat Saber for a very long time. The PlayStation VR multiplayer patch. So it's still coming. There was certainly speculation for a little while that it was like, hey, this is owned by Facebook now, and they're doing something childish and being like, well, we're not going to let our competition have the full game. We're going to keep the multiplayer for ourselves. And that, I mean, as silly and childish as that was, as silly and childish as that speculation was, I could sort of see it, man. Like I could sort of see Facebook being like, nope, that's ours. If you want multiplayer, you got to come over here, right?
Yeah.
But so
I've had several suspicions. I mean, it's a business strategy, a very aggressive one, but you you're messing with Sony, man. What are you doing?
well, messing with Sony and also messing with one of the most popular VR franchises, or I call it a franchise, but it hasn't had a sequel or anything else yet.
Right.
So, but you've got to figure that at some point it will, and they want that sequel to be on all platforms because they want to sell as many. I mean, you fucking out of your mind if you don't think that Beat Saber or whatever the follow-up for Beat Saber will be on PlayStation VR 2. PlayStation VR 2 is going to be the most popular headset of all time, and Facebook's going to be going, I wish we gave them the multiplayer.
Well, this is the thing. When they say in this email, or in the tweet, when they say to bring you the best multiplayer experience, I really hope that I'm not expecting anything, but I'm really hoping there is some kind of thing that Synth Riders has,
Yeah.
where it's like this Mario Kart element to the rhythm game,
Right.
to the multiplayer rhythm game, because otherwise, from what we've heard, people are going to just play this for 5 minutes and love it and then like never touch it again.
Well, right. When you're just standing there next to other people fighting for the best score, it's like, well, that's sort of what leaderboards are, except you're just doing it on your own time.
Right.
That's all it is. And so, and again, I think I feel like this gives a little bit of credibility to the fact that they are aware it's not a very exciting mode. And that they want, if they're going to like spend all this time bringing something over to PlayStation VR, they might as well improve the mode first and then bring that over. I mean, that could be it. But we also know that small teams like Sumo Labs had a huge problem getting multiplayer up and running on Crisis Brigade 1 and 2. Those took them like a year to do. Crisis Brigade 2, I think, was a year. So
we hear nightmares about the multiplayer certification process with Sony. I mean, the certification process has been a nightmare from what we hear from the beginning, but
Right.
but definitely you throw in multiplayer and it just requires so many more additional steps and is never an easy thing.
Right, and we know that who is it, Dash Dash World? It took them months to just get approval from Sony to have crossplay multiplayer in Dash Dash World, which isn't even out yet. So yeah, we know it can take a long time. So part of this could be the multiplayer mode itself needing a little bit of work, and the other part could be working with Sony and trying to get it up and running. But I do have faith that we're going to see this soon. And when I say soon, I mean sometime in the next 6 to 12 months. But I do think it's coming, and it was nice to at least have them acknowledge it for the first time in a long time. Real quick, we got a couple tips here. We got Creeper Betty PSVR with a $10 tip says, love you guys, working and listening. I'm definitely looking forward to Spooky Month and Song in the Smoke. Best come out next month. The struggle is real. Guys, if you don't already subscribe to AJ over at PSVR Underground, make sure you do because he loves horror almost as much as I do. Because I'm not gonna let you be on my level, man. Because
I mean, look, that's still almost as much as you is still like
way more than everybody else.
Yes, exactly.
So we're between the two of us, we're gonna basically pound you nonstop with horror content all month long. So thank you.
Yeah, I hope Song in the Smoke comes out too. That would be so dope.
Yeah, they said a couple weeks past the last announced release
18th.
date. Yeah,
so it would have been coming out in days. So
right, so like a 2-3 weeks after that, it'd just be like the beginning or middle of October, which is perfect, man. Like even though it's not a scary game, it's got a dark tone to it. Certainly, like being out at night and trying to survive wouldn't be considered horror, but it would be considered spooky, I think, for sure.
Yeah.
We also got Mad Max, the Hellsweeper VR Game Cat, with a $5 tip says, Wednesday must be Gamecast night. Hellsweeper beta is freaking Sirento in Devil May Cry's world. I saw you on Twitter, Mad Max, freaking out about that. I'm super excited for Hellsweeper. It seems like that could be a PSVR 2 title. Nice. We also got Creeper Betty PSVR again with a $5 tip says, oh, and don't forget to sign up for AJ's Patreon. That's something we don't pin very often.
No, I'm kind of shy about it, but we should probably talk about these things some more times. You guys support us. We don't receive sponsorships. We don't receive paid anything from developers. We refuse it. In fact, if we ever receive offers, but because you guys, we are loyal to you guys. We basically, yeah, you guys own us. We work with you.
I mean, that's pretty much true, yeah. It's a weird way to say it. You own us. But, whatever. I've certainly been owned by worse. So,
Yes.
Indo Kai with the $5 tip says, you guys know more than me. Does anybody know if the PlayStation Store allows private developers to upload VR games? By the way, you are all awesome. You're pretty awesome too, man. Thank you. Private developers to upload VR games. I indie devs don't need publishers, which is the great thing about the PlayStation Store. I forget when that happened. That independent developers don't need publishers for PlayStation Store, but I don't know specifically how much further we need to go to answer your question. Private developers upload VR games. I don't know. What I would recommend is reaching out if you're curious. If this is something that you're doing, I would recommend reaching out to people like Recluse Industries, which is Martin Wheeler over there who made Separation all by himself. I would reach out to Vitruvius VR, who made Shadow Legend and Marvel. Is only a 2-person team over there. Again, they didn't have a publisher. They uploaded those games. So I would reach out to other small studios, and they can probably point you in the right direction, maybe give you Sony contacts that can help you out. So even though we can't answer your question, hopefully those guys can. Beat Saber,
awesome,
AJ.
Man.
Beat Saber.
Yeah,
It's a game.
It's a great game.
It is a great
It
game.
has awesome gameplay. It has amazing gameplay. If it would just nail the music that I like and the mapping that I really like, it would probably be one of my favorite games of all time. But it doesn't, and so that is where the disconnect with me ends. I will still never take anything away from what it does, just because the music's not for me doesn't mean it's a bad game, but it's just not for me anymore at this point. Synth Riders now has my heart.
Excellent. We don't have to go down that rabbit hole anymore.
Yeah.
You guys know I still like Beat Saber a whole lot. But man, I do need some track packs that speak to me soon. Moving on, dude, to our topic of the day. Actually, do you have this handy?
I do.
All right, perfect.
This
Thank you.
was something I caught on the Twitters, and the source that I got this from looked like he was going through and doing a bunch of looking at a bunch of job hiring listings, job listings for different developers, not necessarily for VR in general, but just for PlayStation related stuff. A lot of this sparked from after the Fire Sprite listing those Firesprite job listings. Firesprite's also still hiring for more people. But this is from @Zuby_Tech, who says, First Contact Entertainment, developers of PlayStation VR exclusive Firewall 0 Hour VR, hiring for, quote, exciting next generation project. And he says Sony could have greenlit another project with this developer, and then follows it up as well by saying, quote, First Contact is seeking a lead engineer to help us create the next generation of high-end VR games.
Next generation high-end VR games.
What could that mean? What could that mean?
I mean, I'll tell you what I don't think it means. I don't think that they're making a Quest 3 game. If that answers your question. Next generation AAA VR. I mean, to me, this is PSVR 2.
Oh, well, it had to be. I mean, look, we have to do an episode at one point, Brian, about like where are all the 2022 games? Like what is planned for 2022? Is it just going to be a build up for PSVR 2, or are there actually going to be releases? We have a lot of unanswered questions that we need to figure out. But here's how I feel. And I posted this, I quote tweeted this on Twitter, and I said, considering Firewall 0 Hour is one of the few / rare new VR IPs that was and is a huge headset seller, I'm excited to see what FCE comes up with for PSVR 2. Could it be Firewall 2 or a new IP altogether? And my point was here is that there's not a lot of non-AAA, well-established IP-style games, Resident Evil 7s, that make people go out and buy a headset, and then also, on top of that, sustain them on the head, like keep them playing. And Firewall 0 Hour, to me, will forever, ever be one of the top 5 PlayStation VR games ever because of the impact it had on all of us.
I mean, I agree. But it's had different impact on different people. So for some people, it was like, oh my god, the aim controller is fantastic. For some people, it was like, oh my god, this is everything I've ever wanted from Counter-Strike. For other people, it was what brought them into VR. And then they said, I don't need other games. Like there are so many Firewall players that only play Firewall. It is absolutely insane. And so I mean, it doesn't really matter which one of those people you are. The fact is it did the trick. And I think there's very few people out there who go, oh, fuck Firewall, right? if you've given Firewall a chance, and if you've gotten into a game, and every so often I hear from people who say that they sat in a lobby for 10 minutes and couldn't find a game. That hasn't been my experience anytime I've ever dropped in. And because I don't go in with anybody, I just go in and I play public. And for the last few times I've jumped in, it has been immediate. Like I was the person they were waiting for, and it's like, okay, here we go, match starting right away. Like to the point where I couldn't even like equip my signal jammers because the match was happening too fast. I was like, are we attacking? Are we defending? What's going on? So yeah, I mean, it is still crazy popular, man. It's been killing it.
Yeah, it is kind of silently like one of the best games ever, man. This game was huge when it launched. It was like when I say the impact that it had. The one thing I loved about Shughead's commentary on the top 25 list was his commentary about Firewall and saying that how the camaraderie that it has formed, like the way that it helped form the community around it, in many ways was pretty amazing. And definitely my friends list before Firewall, I think I had like 2-3 people on my friends list now. And then when Firewall came out, it was like 200. And I loved playing with everybody. I played it nonstop, day in, day out. I have almost 400 hours in this game. I kind of hung up my gun for the most part, but I still jump back in and just have a blast, man. And again, he nailed the description of it when he says like what makes it so special is like you don't always have the same experience. You can play it over and over and over and over. Right. And you never really play the same, like you never have the same experience twice usually.
Right, and that's for a single game mode, which is insane. That's the biggest complaint about Firewall 0 Hours is that it's got one game mode, and people have been asking for team deathmatch or free for alls or whatever this whole time. Do you think it? Okay, well let's start at the beginning. Let me ask you this: do you think this will be another Firewall type game? Do you think they're going to stick with what they are good at, or do you think they're going to branch out and try something different?
That is a good question. Well, I can tell you I liked the direction they did. I hope it's another Firewall more than I do a Solaris. I like Solaris a lot, but it's like such a small little bite-sized thing compared to Firewall. Firewall was massive, and it was basically Rainbow Six Siege in VR, and it had its own, I don't know, it just was so polished, so quality from top to bottom. I would love to see a second Firewall, absolutely, on the next gen hardware. But there were a couple things as well that I hope they address. If they do that, I do hope, I love that game for everything it was. Any little flaws it had, I don't care. When people say I was stuck in the lobbies forever, I just back out and I join a new lobby and boom. Usually it's like every now and then I get stuck a little bit, but it's like nothing. Not compared to what some people say, like I sat there for 45 minutes. I'm like,
right, really? What are you doing with your night?
Yeah, back out and go back in. Like, oh my God, it's such an easy workaround. And the fact that you sit there and just be pissed off for 45 minutes, I'm sorry. But
I think some people like to be pissed off, man.
Yeah, I think a lot of the negativity around Firewall, a lot of it is just pissed off internet noise versus. And meanwhile, there's a lot of people actually playing the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's sad that when Alvo came around, people chose sides. It's like, why can't we just play both, man?
Yeah.
It's like the second Alvo came along, it was like, oh, Alvo fucking kills Firewall, blah, blah, blah. I was like, they're radically different games, man. It's like, let's play both because they both offer something completely different. And so let's not choose sides. Let's play everything. Real quick, a Hobbit with the 5 quid says, evening peeps, catching up live when I can. Damn work shifts. How are all the cats doing? Dude, the cats are doing great, man. The cats are fucking killing it. I mean, I'm doing great. Are you doing great, AJ?
I'm living it up, man. It's a shitty day outside, but I'm spending it where I want to be with my peeps.
Can I tell you? I got to tell you, it's a shitty day. Dude, it was.
Yeah,
like,
it's shitty out here today.
It was humid today. Do not like
That's
humidity.
rainy.
I like rain as long as it's cool. Like that's why, like, man, we're getting so close to my season. I love the weather here during the fall. It's also, by the way, nice to see you, Hobbit. Like it's been very, very cool keeping an eye on the chat and seeing people who I hadn't seen in a while. So, like, show their faces again. It's so nice to see some of the old school cats around. We also got Mad Max, the Hellsweeper VR game cat with the $5 tip. Says, can you see Firewall survive as a hybrid? I love this question so much. Against the like of Call of Duty or Rainbow Six. This is an amazing question.
That is, holy shit.
Here's what I'm thinking. If Call of Duty, now if I'm not Sony. This has been proven over and over and over again because they don't do anything that I tell them to do. or anything that I think is the right move, they do the opposite. If I was Sony right now in the hybrid theory is the thing that they're working on. I just had to work that in somehow. And they want as many AAA flat screen games to also be VR games. Feel like they were built from the ground up for VR. Hybrid VR games. The first people I would be in touch with are Activision, Ubisoft, and Electronic Arts, and say, guys, all of your games, anything that makes sense, we want to send a team over and show you guys how to make your next Assassin's Creed game, your next this game, your next that game, how to make it PSVR 2 compatible. We're gonna send the team over and show you it's not difficult. We're gonna make it easy for you. Those would be the teams. And so if there wasn't a Call of Duty game ready, maybe not for the launch, but for the first year of PlayStation VR 2, I would be shocked. I would be absolutely shocked. So somebody...
I wouldn't be totally shocked, man, because they're about money. Like, they like money. You got to remember the people up top there, at this point, they are so filthy rich that, like, they're just like, what's going to give us more money? More money. So they could potentially, even if they dip their toes into VR, they could completely screw it up. Just because there's some, like, huge company doesn't mean they're going to get it right. What was that game? Was it a Medal of Honor game that came out and, like, people hated it? Medal of Honor?
Yeah, the PC VR one, yeah.
Because it was very much a flat screen game just placed into VR and didn't have any VR love or attention or anything like that, and people did not like it because of that.
Sure,
So,
sure,
and
but hybrid games sort
right.
of circumvent that, right, a little bit, saying, hey, this is a quality game from top to bottom that we were releasing for the flat screen anyway, and it like they know how to make flat screen games, and so the hybrid idea is to just be like, okay, now you're playing this amazing full-fledged flat screen game in first person or in VR at least with the Orb controllers, and like, yeah, maybe there's no mess, no muss, no fuss, and so maybe you don't get all the VR-ness, but at least you don't have a team that doesn't know how to make a good VR game making a VR game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but to me, I don't think I see Call of Duty or whatever making I don't think I see a hybrid Call of Duty, to be honest with you, because once you're in the game, you can do stuff like reach around corners blind fire, and you can duck under cover and hold your arms up, and all these things that you could do strategic wise that was in Firewall.
Yeah.
I think you have to make a standalone Call of Duty. I don't even think you can. I'm not convinced you could do a hybrid and pull that off with a fair playing field.
Interesting point. I like it. I like it a lot. So then it brings up
what I'm saying is we would kick those flat bastards' asses. Is what I'm saying, Brian.
That is the point. Everybody would be like, how come I keep dying?
60 frames per second minimum. I mean,
like, what button do I have to push for the reach around? Like, that's like, and then somebody's gonna, you got to play in VR, and that would fucking sell some headsets, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'd be like, well, the only way I can win is if I get into VR.
Yeah, it would sell.
So I mean, so the fact is, to get back to the question is I think that Firewall could compete with the Call of Duty, right? I think a new Firewall, because it's not doing the same thing. It is very much its own thing. It's tactical. It's not the high speed summer blockbuster action flick insanity of a Call of Duty game. And so I do think it could compete. I don't know how long until Call of Duty goes, oh, this Firewall thing, we're going to put a Firewall mode in our next game and fucking just crush everybody. So I think at first they'll be able to compete, and then we'll see what the AAA companies do.
Yeah, I think, like you said, it's a little bit different. It's slower paced. It's a lot like Rainbow Six Siege in many ways. And I think there's honestly room for a lot of these types of first-person shooters.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's room for many. Alvo did pretty well. Firewall did pretty well. And, they both had a different approach, but they were kind of the same thing in many ways. They just were like opposite approaches, basically. And I think that there's room for all of these. I think the more, the merrier. And I could definitely see Firewall hanging. But I could also see them coming up with a brand new IP of something. You'd have to think it's at least going to be a shooter, because that just seems like their kind of thing. And I'd say I'm saying a shooter at the very least. I would love a Firewall too. Like I said, I loved everything about Firewall the way it was. I wouldn't change a thing, to be honest with you. But I know I'm also very. I really try to listen to the people, the public. And I know there was a lot of things that they wanted that I would make changes if they do a second one. And that is, number one, I would add add 3 rounds. That was like something that people said. I didn't even care about that. But that is just something I would do just because the demand was so high about that. People were tired of the rounds being over so fast.
Yeah.
I don't even think I personally agree with that, to be honest with you, because I feel like you get a lot of rage quitters. And it would just cause, like, people will get owned one round and then leave, and they could cause some problems. The other thing is you have to expect is like having servers. I'm sure they would have some servers this time around, and that would help a lot too. That would help with the rage quitting.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of things I would want if it was a Firewall follow up. And I do think that the VR market is going to be ready for more game modes. I think it's going to be ready for, team deathmatch options. It's going to be ready for free for all. It's going to be ready for something innovative, something different, something new. And of course, the classic Firewall, search and destroy. That's not it.
Oh my God. Seymour Spooky Gamecats has the right idea. This is what we're talking about. He says, man, I really hope we get a Firewall 2 with rope grapples and more emphasis on entering a house while other team holds up. Dude, like
much.
Like rope, like grappling hook. Like, there's so many more things you could add to this and just go balls to the wall. Like, add so
Absolutely.
many more features, modes. I'm with you on the modes too. I think a team deathmatch would have been really cool. But again, personally, I love Firewall exactly the way it is. And from the beginning, I said I just want more maps, and they did that. All the maps are just so beautifully crafted, and man, I really, even just talking about it now, like I can't wait to jump back in. I love that game so much, for sure.
Yeah, and I don't want to I don't want to ignore Solaris. I think if I can't imagine for the life of me that Solaris would be something they'd be focusing on. Especially when they're talking about like next gen and trying to make a splash AAA VR title. Solaris doesn't scream that to me, but I feel like it would be nice to have Solaris on PSVR 2, running at super high resolution, even if it's just ported over and like just runs super smooth. To introduce it to a brand new audience, I think it'd be a whole lot of fun. And so I hope that's a thing. I want Firewall 1 ported over to PSVR 2. I want Solaris ported to PSVR 2. I want all PlayStation VR 1 games ported over to PlayStation VR 2 because I'm not ready to say goodbye to those games, man. I want access to those games in the new headset. And so I really, really hope that that's happening. Dude, we've got 2 tips to take care of here before we move on. And the first comes to us from the Wolf Craze. Dude, first of all, Wolf Craze, it's been nice talking to you behind the scenes. We get to chit-chat a little bit today. I don't have time to chit-chat very often, so it's nice to say hi to you personally. With a $100 tip, Insanity says, been a while since I could catch the stream. Here's some pizza money and cat food. Thank you. Could use a little bit of
$100 is great, but pizza money, how thoughtful. You know how to get directly to our hearts, Wolf Craze.
That's right. Also, Scott Jessico, PSN, Harry Fellow, PSVR Game Cap for Life, with the £2 says, watch when I get home, hashtag, how do we help, hashtag, hire AJ. Then lots of little emojis with hearts and cats and shrimps.
Join Brian's Patreon. Donations always help. Support the channel, subscribe, hit the like button, leave comments, have a good time. Join our Discord.
Tell your friends. God. Do you have friends that play VR, man? Fucking tell them about the channel because get some eyes on this thing, man.
Get your friend to go buy a PSVR because they need to see how awesome it is.
Hell yeah, yeah. All right, man. That brings us to the very last segment of the show, which is PlayStation VR 20 questions. Guys, if you don't know how this works, then let me explain it real quick. AJ is the host today. He picked out a PlayStation VR game, and we, meaning you guys in the chat and me right here, have 20 yes or no questions to figure out what game that is. I think the only rule that we have is that it has to be out. It can't be a game that's not out yet, right? I think that's the only rule we have.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, that's it.
Cool, man. So this can get really, really
I think you
sometimes.
made another rule. I think you made another rule of
oh yeah, you can't. Yeah, the person. I can't scroll back in the chat to see to like search for people. And
I was going to say no other region stores, but that sucks because I would love to do Calvin's Gate one time.
Yeah, no other region stores. That would be difficult. That'd be difficult for a lot of the cats out there too.
This one should be pretty challenging, but I'll be very disappointed if you don't get it.
Oh, good. So difficult, and I'm setting up for disappointment. That's wonderful. Yeah. The other rule is that, of course, that like if we don't figure it out within the 6-minute time limit, we lose, and I don't want that to happen. So guys, I really need some. So please, there's 189 of you in watching right now. I need all of your help. You ready for this? Here we go. Let's do this. Does it have aim support?
It does not have aim support.
Is it a horror game?
It is a horror game.
Wow, we're off and running here. Okay.
Ish.
Oh, mother. Okay. Does it have realistic graphics?
No, not really. I think. I don't know. Not really. No.
Not realistic. I'm thinking.
I mean,
I'm on the spookies train here.
It does not look realistic. It does not look realistic. No.
Okay. Let's see. Spookies uses the DualShock 4 only. Does not have move support. So let's go down that road a little bit. Does this have move support?
This does not have move support.
Okay. We're going good here, guys. Does this have cardboard cutouts that pop out from the walls and still scare me somehow?
This does not have cardboard cutouts.
Oh, this is not spookies, guys. Not spookies.
No, they were all over it though. They were thinking it. They're good. They're getting some good suggestions.
Yeah. Let's see. Five Nights at Freddy's has move support. Also realistic graphics. Doom, huh? Doom has realistic graphics, I would say.
I will elaborate. Shades of Grey Matter asks, were they trying to make it realistic? I guess. I don't know. It doesn't. I mean, sure, they were going for a realistic look, but
Is this game
I
terrible?
think it's irrelevant. Yeah, it's a terrible game.
Terrible game. Okay.
Yeah.
See, now your terrible and my terrible when it comes to horror games are different. So let's narrow this down. Is it based on any kind of license or franchise?
Is not based on any kind of license or franchise.
All
No.
right, that gets rid of Do Not Open because I know that you hate that. Is there?
Do not open. What are you talking
Oh
about?
no, I'm sorry. Don't Knock Twice. That's what I meant to say. Do Not Open.
Don't
I
Knock
think we're super excited.
I don't hate Don't Knock Twice. I just it's so buggy. Like
It is
the
really
game
buggy.
hates me.
Yeah. And sometimes it's amazing. That's not the point. We got 3.5 minutes left. Is it?
You're at 1,
Did-
2, 3, 4.
Did I stream this game the day that it came out? Well,
This is question 9. Yeah, I think you did stream it the day it came out. I think so. I don't know, but I think so. At least around the time it came out. Yes, you have streamed it.
I'm thinking horror adventure VR now because that's terrible. Did this game come out within the last year?
No.
Okay, it's not horror adventure, guys. Does this have a flat screen version?
Shit. I don't know. No, it does not.
Okay, that gets rid of Paper Dolls. That gets rid of Rise of Insanity. That gets rid of. It's
Right,
Mad
you're on
Max.
11.
Mad Max. It's not Wraith because that has aim support, and that was the first question I asked. But thank you, good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
10 questions down.
Shades of Grey Matter says, does it have the fastest turning speed of any VR game? Oh, that's horror adventure VR, right? We already eliminated that. No, AJ wouldn't say Here They Lie is bad.
No.
And I Shrieked Like a Girl for Persistence. My God, why can't I think of horror games? It's not based on a license.
Do not disappoint me.
Is this I'm thinking the Bellows now, but that's a difficult one.
What kind of things you find in horror games, Brian? Ask about those.
Yeah, is this a supernatural game? A game about the supernatural? Or the paranormal? No.
No.
Okay, so that's not the Bellows. And it's not Layers of Fear. It can't be Kowloon's Gate because we're not doing the whole Ian Stanbridge, yeah, other people have asked about roller coasters. Is there a roller coaster in the game?
There is no roller coaster in the game.
Okay, that takes care of a few things. Is it a wave shooter?
No.
Okay. Is it a puzzle game?
No.
Okay, there goes Last Labyrinth.
You're on 15.
Okay. Does this game frequently go on sale for just $2?
Skip that. I don't think so. I'm going to say no. I'm going to give you a freebie. I'm not going to count that.
Okay. Is this a game about a home invasion?
No.
Damn. Okay, we're so running out. Is this a game that takes place in a mental institution, mental hospital?
No.
God damn it. How many questions left?
You have a couple. 1, 2,
You have a couple. I need to know exactly. Oh my
10,
God,
11,
I
12,
can't believe it's a horror game.
15, 16. You have 4 questions left.
Is it a zombie
3 questions
game?
left. It is zombies, yes.
Okay, guys, so it's not Pancake House though, because it's not Pancake House.
Dual stock only and zombies.
Right, exactly.
Come on, you can do this. I believe in you.
Zombies. Oh my God.
terrible.
Is it an Endless Runner?
Yes, it is.
Is
an
it
endless
Deadland?
runner. It is Deadland VR.
With 4 seconds to spare. Yes.
Yes.
I love
Yes,
Deadland.
I'm so proud of you.
Deadland is so bad. I love it.
If you didn't get Deadland, I would have been so disappointed, man.
Oh my
I knew
God.
you'd get it. Congratulations. Good job, guys. Great job with helping him out too, Cats.
Oh, big
Good
time.
job, guys.
Oh my God. Thank you guys so much.
Yourself a pat on the back.
That was amazing. We got Waleed Sahid Faridi in the chat with the Canadian $10. Said, hey guys, love the Monday show on Horizon. Great coverage. One of the best experiences I had on PSVR is table tennis. In your opinion, will Orbs be better for table tennis? I love the moves for it. Okay, so I don't know what caused the horrible physics in Ping Pong VR and Ping Pong Pro VR or Ping Pong VR Pro, whatever that was called. But Racket Fury absolutely nailed the physics and the vibration, made everything great. So honestly, I assume the Orbs will be even better for various reasons, but I can't imagine it being even better than Racket Fury. Like Racket Fury was absolutely perfect. Don't you agree?
Yeah, it is a perfect game.
Yeah. So it's I just hope we get a Racket Fury 2 because those guys need to be the ones making the next ping pong game for us. Oh, dude, when I was hanging out with my dad today. I know we probably got to get going, but I thought this was funny. I was hanging out with my dad and we were playing Everybody's Golf flat screen version, PlayStation 4 Pro.
Again. Oh
Yeah.
God, you got him to do it again.
Oh, but no, I mean, he loves, that's what we do. We get together and play golf games. Usually sometimes it's the golf club, which is like more of a simulation. Sometimes we used to play Tiger Woods, the Masters on PS3, which was incredible. But then we got into Hot Shots Golf Out of Bounds on PS3, which we couldn't get enough of. We spent hundreds of hours playing that game together. And then Everybody's Golf on PS4 Pro. And all I could think today was about Everybody's Golf VR. And how amazing it is and how perfect, those guys did with the Move controllers. And all I want from them, like I know everybody's like, oh, I want Everybody's Golf VR 2. That's full campaign, multiplayer, tons more courses, whatever, DLC, all that shit, right? They want to be the full-fledged.
Easy.
And
Easy, sensible answer, yes.
Yes. Why would I go for the easy, sensible answer? My answer is I want that team to make a fucking incredible mini golf game because the putting felt so good in that game that can you imagine windmills and all sorts of
all of that. See, that's what I want for PSVR 2. I want that to be a part of Everybody's Golf too.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see that, but I mean,
the full package. See, I'll pay $60 for it. You give me a full career mode, multiplayer, mini golf mode. I will pay $60, maybe even $70 for that if it's like the full-fledged thing.
Oh yeah, I'll pay $60 for the Everybody's Golf proper, and then I'll pay an extra 20 for the mini golf DLC. Man, like fucking bring it on. But I couldn't stop thinking about how great the putting feels in Everybody's Golf VR, and I was like, just put, because you and I have played Walkabout Mini Golf on Quest before with some of the other cats, and it's so much fun, and I can only imagine how great Clap Hands could do it, and with fantastic visuals and just better, like amazing physics. We had a couple more tips before we say goodbye. Mad Max, the Hell Sweeper VR Game Cat with a $2 tip says, at the buzzer. I know, I was pretty proud of that myself, guys. Thank you guys so much for helping out. And we also got Kill a Cell 777 Forever, $2 tip. Didn't say anything.
It's Kill a Cell, baby. I will say it for you.
Nice. Dude, that is pretty much it for another awesome episode of PSVR GamesCast Live. Thank you guys so very much for being here. As always, we like to thank a whole lot of people. Miles Dyer, Jay Meow, Sci-Fi Game Cat, Henry, and of course all the moderators that make my life infinitely easier every single day. And of course the dude that I couldn't do this without, AJ from PSVR Underground. Make sure you go to his channel, subscribe, and watch his videos. We're going to do a lot of awesome stuff over the next couple months. And, check out his Patreon too, man, because the dude's going to eat as well.
One more day, man. One more day, and then I am unleashed, and I can start streaming every day again from my free from my other job. I'm so excited.
That's awesome, dude. Awesome. Very excited. Thank you, everybody who hung out today. Thank you, everybody who tipped, and of course, thank you, everybody who sat back, watched the show, didn't say a goddamn word. We know you're out there. Thank you, AJ. My name's Brian Powell from PSVR Without Parole. Let's cue the cat.
You're the cat, Brian. We will see you guys on Friday. Tonight, let's ride the game feline. Walkabout is all right, but I'm not a fan of the flat textures. Yes, I'm not a fan of the graphical nature of that, but it's a great game still. Virtual strangers in the house. Please enjoy moderating in moderation. I had to say that. Kill a Cell, baby. Mad love to you too, homie. Some fat underground gay cat. Later, homie. Justin Cassie, thank you so much. Bambino Ramos, hey, thank you so much, man. Love you too. LC2552 beats the musical game cat. The musical game cat. Johnny No Pockets, aka the Who Dat. Game Cat. Atmos BR77, thank you for giving the thumbs up to us, homie. Guy Son, fist bump to you. Ross Christofari says skull. Running, jogging, skull. Jazzy J, the Terramage Game Cat. Great show, is always fun hanging out with the gatos. Yes, the Gamonecos, Ohio. Brax Bro, Flame Hack Game Cat. Good night to yourself. Hugh Guyver, shout out to your cousin Mac, Johnny. Let's see, Alberto, Mapom, the Game Gatos. Says saludos, people. Saludos to you, my friend. Confusing Game Cat. Mick Coles, what is he, like the
throwing shapes. The throwing shapes game cat.
Guy.
Yeah.
The throwing shapes guy. Sergeant Frosty, you know this stream was your childhood. Kramer 3K, the non-VR game cat. Good to see you, homie. Belram, you're the game cat. Bob Zarkov, the Underground Day Station game cat. Elitist Elite Name Squad in the house. All you are is history, the game shrimp. Guys, have a wonderful night. See you Friday.
Ooh, dude. And don't forget, do some humping.